So half 8 comes, right, and now this is lorry time. I've been waiting for this for weeks now. I don't even know what I'm doing, but I'm going to learn quick, you know what I mean? So let's see what happens. So my mate comes and gets me, we get in this car, and we goes up to this place where this lorry's supposed to be, right? I'm not even joking, we were sitting there for ages and ages and ages, right? And when this lorry comes, right, now this is just pure coincidence, right? It's just pure coincidence. As the lorry comes, there's a busy van, a yellow fella behind it, just not like escorting it, not like that, just behind it. So we just looks at me mate, and mate just looks at me, he's like, lad, it's off. I said, what? He's like, it's off. I said, is it? Yeah. He's like, yeah, so alright, so gets off, goes home and that. Now, remember, I've still got 200 tablets and all that. So I'm thinking, what are we going to do with these? So then, one of my mates phones me, I just had the blue, I haven't spoken to him for a while. He's like, what are you doing tonight? I said, no, why? He said, well, do you want to come out? I said, where? He said, Wales. I said, Wales. I said, why Wales? He went, lad, there's a club called the Tivoli in Buckley, it's by Wales and that. He said, it's open Monday nights. I said, yeah. I said, yeah, all right, sounds so thought, you know what, them tablets, ching, let's go. So I said, are you up for selling tablets and that? He's like, yeah, of course I am, lad. He said, sounds how many? So he had like 300 tablets, right, but I told him I'm not taking all them, so I'll just take 100, right. So what I done was, I got a big packet of skins, right, and I was putting 10 in each like packet of skin, like in each skin, and then rolling it so they look like, remember them sweet swizzles? They look like them. So we had like just lines and lines and lines. So I had this big clippy bag, I put a little slash in the clippy bag and tied to the buttons on my bills, you know what I mean? So I've got 10 packets of these fucking Garys, right, with 10 in each skin. So, wait, listen to this, right? So we goes there, we gets down there, we gets to Tivoli and all that. And Bruce D's in a taxi and all that, but we weren't even asked, you know what I mean? Let's see what I can go to make though in here. Goes in and that, and it was banging, mate. I was like, yeah. So as soon as people see Scouser and that, they're just like, lads, any tablets. I'm like, you'd like, how much? I'm like, a fiver, lad, or 3 for a tenner. They're like, yeah. So think about it, when he pays a pound each for them. We're smashing it. We're absolutely smashing it, and I mean smashing it. So I'm thinking, you know what? This is a bit of me, this is a bit of me, this, you know. I'm in work, but it's a boss job, innit? It's like, it doesn't really get any better, does it? So that was the Monday night, right? So we've done well now. He gets off, he gets back, counts all the door, like, lads, we've smashed it there, boom, yeah. So I've still got like 200 more tablets. So I said to him, what's happening tomorrow? He's like, tomorrow, because he was a bit older than me and he was used to going out all the time, so he knew all these places. He's like, lad, plumbers. I said, plumbers? I said, in town? I said, yeah. I said, I've been there on a Tuesday, you know. He's like, yeah. I said, lad, we'll smash it. He's like, come ahead, sounds. So next day and that, I ended up swerving this agency for a little bit, right, because there was just dough to be made on these tablets, you know what I mean? So this is like my new thing, I think, now. But I'm still going to keep the agency on the back burner because it was a boss earner. But I didn't really like being in the same place all day, you know, like from 8:30 in the morning till 4. I hated it, although I was smashing it. I kept clock watching, you know what I mean? And like, you go into work, it'd be 8:30 and you think it's been about 3 hours, you'd look and it was like 9:10. You're like, oh, really? Ow. So the day dragged a bit, you know what I mean? It was a bit soul destroying, and then you parrot all the time in case someone's gonna, you know, gonna come bang on and this, that. So I ended up just like putting on the back burner a bit. I just phoned in, just like, oh, I'm sick and all that. Like, oh, sounds all right. So I said, do you reckon I'll be able to come back? She's like, yeah, she went, just come back when you're ready. I said, I'll be off for a little week or two. You know, just seeing where I'm going with it, finding my feet and all that. And she's like, all right, no problem. So I've left that open, right? Now, the graft in there was banging, as you know. I mean, the little wood graft that was banging as well. So let's just see what happens with this, yeah. Tuesday comes, right? Tuesday day comes, and he's like, you still up for it? I'm like, yeah, sound. So we get out, we get to town, plumbers absolutely smashed it again, yeah, 1 for a 5, 3 for a 10. We've killed it, and I mean, we've killed it. We've just sold out in about 3 hours. Sounds. Once you've sold out, you can relax and party then, do you know what I mean? Because you're not bang on. So you're always watching for Dorman, you know, and all this and all that. Now, we were only kids, you've got to remember, we were only kids. So if we get grabbed, there's nothing we can do about it. We're just getting proper bumped out, took off us, kicked out and legs, do you know what I mean? Not even taxi for it. So that's the risk you want to play with. So we smashed it again, right? So I thought we're going to need more tablets. We only had 100 tablets left in the house, right? So I thought we need more tablets. So I phoned my mates and I phoned him Wednesday morning. I'm like, lad, any tablets? He's like, yeah, but I can't do not until tomorrow. I'm like, I said, all right, sound. I said, yeah, well, give me another 200 tomorrow. He's like, all right, sound. Now, remember, I'm only paying £1 each for these. So we're flying, right? But Wednesday night comes, right? And I'm like, what's happening tonight? He's like, lad, the Ritchie in Brombury. And I'm like, yeah, I've heard that's on the radio on City FM. He's like, lad, we'll get there. I'm like, yeah, let's go. So we end up getting the Ritchie in Brombury, right? It's banging. So we've been out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? And you know what? It takes its toll on you. It takes its toll on you because we're just partying, you know what I mean? Non-stop. Like eating a few Garys ourselves, just flying, mingling, you know, talking to people, just this, that. So because we're coming back to these clubs, right, I can see this being a proper thing, yeah, a proper setup. So Wednesday goes down well, no one gets nicked with a proper sound. Now, gets up Thursday morning, I mean, mate who's got the tablet, he's ringing me, so I'm like, yeah, sound, that phone. I'm like, what's that? And he's like, how many do you want? I said, 200. He went, listen, I've only got 500 left, you know. And I thought, you know what, I said, when you getting more? He went, I don't know, it could be a week or two. Oh, okay, bring me the 500 then. He's like, cash? I'm like, of course, lad. Go ahead, sound. So he turns up, so I've got 500 now, right? Listen to me, we're going to just make it, listen, it's going off now. And now I'm going to venture a little bit more. I'm going to start taking 150 out or 200, you know what I mean? You can carry 100, I'll carry 100 because we're selling out fast, you know what I mean? And these Garys, they were proper heavy as well, they were proper belters, you know what I mean? So we're flying. On a Thursday night, there was the aquarium, right? And I used to go there anyway when I was a bit younger. So like, lad, the aquarium, yeah, it was banging Steve Cocky, Paul Setti, you know what I mean? Lee Butler, JFMC, it was banging, getting the aquarium, it was like boost. I'm like, he wants tablets, ends up making all mates in there as well, tablets, right? You know what? We may as well make a week of it, yeah? Friday, what's happening Friday? Let's go, the arena in Concert Square, and then the Sunrise. Same setup, yeah? Same setup. Now, we've got 200 Garys, yeah? We've done about 70 in the arena, so we've got about 130 left. So we go in the Sunrise right now. This Sunrise was a different kettle of fish. It was nothing like the others. These doormen were rough. Right? It was like, oh, mate, listen, they just batter you. And I mean batter you on the dance floor in front of everyone without a care in the world. The amount of people who just got wasted in there was unbelievable. And I mean, just like, oh, these are heavy, these. So now it's a different game in it, but this is where the market is. This is where you're, we sold 130 tablets, right? Well, probably about 120 because we're eating some ourselves. Sold them in about, no shit, by 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, they were just all gone. We absolutely smashed it, right? Proper smashed it. So I'm like, lad, this is us tomorrow. He's like, yeah, defo. So we end up getting off and all that, right? Gets off. I go for some man, he goes to this and all that. So I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking, you know what? This is like a proper boss little graft, because I enjoy being out and, you know, you're meeting all new people and, you know, you've got friends from all over the pool that you're making connections and now this is important to, like, future on, do you know what I mean? This is how, like, half the networks were made and half the people who you know, because the people who you're talking to in there when you're a kid, they grow up and they end up being proper heavy, but you're still on them. So then when you're old and you bump into one of them, you're like, what's happening, lad? Like, what's happening? This, that, and you end up working with them because they know you, they've known you since you were a kid. You know, you're actively mates with them, but they've known you since you were a kid, yeah? Oh, lad, remember this and all that. Anyway, so let's get back to the story. So Saturday night comes and I'm thinking, yeah, Tortarina again, Sunrise again, we are flying, right? Does the same thing again, right? We took 200 out again. We've just absolutely smashed it. We've smashed it. We've got like, we had 100 left from the first one, what we forgot about because they were in a coat pocket, and then we've got this 100, right? So I went upstairs and thought I'm going to wear that coat, and I was with the coat on. I thought, no way, there's 100 tablets in there, but I just totally forgot about. So that was a bit laxy, wasn't it? But yeah, it is what it is. Just totally forgot about it, you know, because like we had all new ones, and you know, just this, yeah, what's happening there? So we went up with the 200 there, and then we've still got 100 left. So we've got 300. So this kid can't get them for about a week or two, he's saying, and I don't know anyone else who to get them off. So goes out to Saturday night, does the Sunrise, does the arena, sold out again, just, it was boss. So then we've got 100 left, right, and then we're done. So what are we going to do? He's like, lad, Sunday, Bootle. I said, Bootle. I said, what you mean? He's like, lad, the Main and Sully's and all that. And I'm like, yeah. So we've been out now on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and now we're going out Sunday as well. Now Sunday was a different vibe. It was like in Bootle and that. It was sad, you know what I mean? Made loads of mates there, knew a few people there. What's that? What are you doing around here, lad? You know what I mean? So span a lot again, right? So now we've just sold everything we had. And we've got Brewsties, and do you know what, it was a boss feeling. Went home Sunday night and all that, and I was just like, look at the dough we've just made in that week, because I don't waste dough, I keep it, and I put it into things. Now, this Gary graft, it starts off the Provi, do you know what I mean? It starts off the Provi, and I haven't heard nothing back off the Provi, so, and if she knocks, I'll just pay her straight away, I'm not asked, you know what I mean? Yeah, I have that, you know what I mean? So I don't know what's happening with that, but do you know what? I never ever heard nothing back, ever. I just never heard nothing back off that Provi woman, you know. And if you listen to this now, it's got interest on it, I'll give it. So now I'm thinking, what I'm going to do? So sleeps it off Sunday night, and then all Monday I was just a kip, right? And it's like I lost a day. Like I went to bed and woke up, it was like Tuesday morning. And I was like, wow, what I'm there, went to bed on Sunday and I woke up Tuesday. So I mean, I probably got up for a piss and that, but I couldn't remember. And I'm just thinking, no, so I thought it was Monday. I'm thinking, I need to phone this agency and see what's happening, because this lad, I've spoken to this lad again, and he can't get on for like a week or two, but he doesn't know when it's coming, so I need to do something, don't I? So I phoned the agency up, and I'm like, what's happening? I said, any work? She's like, you're a bit late, and I said, I know. I said, Monday morning blues. She's like, lad, it's Tuesday. I'm like, what? She's like, what have you been? I said, oh, I've been sick, haven't I? She's like, yeah, I come in tomorrow. Then I said, where am I? She said, well, you can go back to Littlewoods if you want. I'm like, all right. She said, but they only need someone now until the end of the week, and then that's it. They've hired someone. I'm like, all right. So we've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? They're absolutely kill this Littlewoods. So goes back into Littlewoods, and my mate's still there. I'm like, what's happening? So now all the cameras have been wiped, and this new lad, the other lad, the new one on the graph, he's like, what's happening, lad? He's like, where have you been? And this bird's like, where have you been tonight? I was like, I don't know what, I lost my phone, yeah, and all that. I've been out, haven't I? I've been out non-stop for a week. Ends up just on the graft again, orders, just text me, lad, I'm back in here, yeah, get me this, get me that. And it's just getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. We were made up the other week with like 4 figures, yeah. Now what? Now we're on about 4 grand because we know it's coming to an end. So I've told this lad's coming to an end. He's like, well, lads, I don't want to work here no more. I want to come with you and do what you're doing. So I told him about the taps. And he's like, I'm up for it. He's like, lad, I'll do anything. He said, I'm up for it, lad. He said, I don't want to spend my life in here, do you know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, sound. So I get to an interview with the, after I'd finished, he was finished the same time as me that day. And we made booties. So he comes to mine and all that. And we went to the office first. So I said, yeah, I register him. She's like, who is he? He's like, sound. So she's registered him. And she's like, is he your mate? I went, yeah. She's like, all right, sound. So he's got to work, like, I think it was a month left or something. He had to give his notice in or whatever. I can't remember, but it was something like that. So goes back there the next day, and listen, this time it's like 6 grand, it's like 6-7 grand. It's just most of the customers were just our mates. But it's raising eyebrows though a little bit, you know what I mean? It's raising eyebrows. He's just deleting inventories and all that, and it's just one of the things where you're like, this has got to come to an end, right? We need to jump before we get pushed, yeah, and that's it. So it ends up being one last day, and on the last day we cleared 10 grand. Listen to me, we cleared 10 grand. Just all that, just a day, we just cleared 10 grand. 3 of us in on it, and we just absolutely smashed it. Now, in comparison to the tablets, that 10 grand a day, that just overshadowed that, but you can't go back there no more, do you know what I mean? We're done now, so we've bailed from there, and then that job's just done. Yeah, absolutely cleared the gaff out. We were only there for, I don't know, there for a couple of weeks at most of me, and we just absolutely took grands and grands and grands out that gaff, you know. So he goes back, and she's like, sports shop tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, all right, sound. So ends up back in the sports shop the next day. It was a Saturday. Ends up in there just killing it on a Saturday. I had no towels. People coming and asking me for towels. I've got none. Just taking all kinds of just clobber, just jumpers, just this, that, training, just everything. Absolutely smashing it, right? And then when I get back to the office on the Saturday, he gets the dough and all that. What do you want to do on Monday? I said, well, can't we go back there? She's like, nah, she went to sports shop, finished now. I was like, I didn't know it was finished, you know what I mean? But, you know, we've done what we've done, and we've cleared it out, and that's just the best I could do with what we did. So when you look back at it, just that little episode there, think about how much we've just grafted and took away from everything. We've absolutely smashed it, right? In the meantime, we've done a week on the garage and all that, and we're flying. So she said to me, I'm coming on Monday, it bells in the morning, I'm going to see what's there for you. I'm like, all right, sound. Monday comes, right, I'm up early, boom, gets down in there, right? And she goes to me, do you want to work in a petty station? I said, a petty station? I thought petty station. I thought, that'll be sound. She went, but it's a bit of a different, like, setup there. She went, what, he's going to pay your wages himself? And what do you mean? She went, you'll have to work a week in hand. It's going to be on for like 2 months. You work a week in hand, and then he'll pay you himself, like as if you're working for him. I said, yeah. I said, is it more money? She went, yeah, it's more money. So obviously I'm going to go with that, aren't I? I was working for 40 quid a day. This is sound. So I goes to this petty station and that fella meets this fella. There's only like one fella in there, do you know what I mean? And he's going to me, well, there's the car wash, and then you do this. So straight away he's put me on this car wash, right? And the car wash was an automated car wash. And what you do is when someone comes in, they ask for like a £2, a £3, a £5 or a 7 quid car wash. So I realised, like, within the first 20 minutes that you could fiddle it. So people coming asking for a £7 car wash, right? I'm putting them on a £7 car wash, but it wasn't registered. So I was just putting it down as a £2 car wash, do you know what I mean? So there's a flim. Yeah, so I was just doing that. And then I was blending it as well, because I was on that. He's going to know what, like, normally goes through there, do you know what I mean? So first day, got away with it. I had loads of cash, thought, sound. So I started working, I was working there for I was on the car wash for probably about 5 days, right? And then he said to me, do you want to work nights? I said, what do you mean? He went, work night. He said, you're going to have to work from 1 in the afternoon till 1 in the morning. I went, yeah, all right, sounds. So the first day goes into work nights, it goes in there. And he's like, right, that's me, I'm getting off. And I'm like, what? He said, I'm getting off. I said, you're getting off. I said, well, who's going to work? He went, well, just you, because the car wash is going to be closed while I'm not here, so it's just you in here. I was thinking, All right, sound. So he left the room open, right? Like his office thing goes, so goes in. There's no cameras. The cameras aren't even working. Nothing's working. And I'm thinking, you are shitting me. You are shitting me, mate, if they're not working. So I come back out and the doors. Oof. So as I'm getting on, what he's done was, every time he got to 5 ton, he'd stick it in a canister and then stick the canister down the chute, you know, that goes into like the cellar safe or something like that. So I'm just thinking, out of graft. So this taxi driver comes in, he's like, all right, mate. I said, what's that? He went, 10 a petty. I said, yeah. And I told, why is he only bought a 10 a petty? He went, gives a receipt for that. I went, yeah, and he went, then here's 50 quid cash, I'm going to go and put 50 quid in. So what he was doing is, for like tax reasons, what the taxi drivers were doing, they all were doing it. They were putting a tenner in, getting a receipt and then giving you 50 quid in order to fill the tank up. So with that 50 quid, right, I was thinking, he's passed me 50 quid cash there, no receipt, right? And I was looking around and I seen this box like below, and the box has all these receipts, you know, from people's credit cards with the numbers on. I was thinking, no way. So I go to the credit card machine, right, and you can do a manual input. So I put these numbers in, right, and it goes through. I'm just like, no way. So people were getting billed on the credit cards for petty at that petty station because they go there all the time. They probably wasn't noticing, not ever come back on that, right? But started absolutely taking it for granted, and I mean taking the piss, and I mean, listen, I was taking the piss. I was just grafting all kinds, right? All kinds was going, and everything was just going through. Every time something about petty and all that, I was just figuring ways out. Oh yeah, sign. So people would start paying cash for normal petty with a receipt. So I was just like, I'm not asked, only because the register was like, it was adding up because I was using other people's credit cards, do you know what I mean? So when he was coming back and he was checking all the totals and the Z totals, it was all just perfect. And he was like, yeah, it's he was proper made up with me, you know, offering me all jobs and this. And I was like, yeah, it's but he just didn't have a clue what I was doing. I was absolutely mincing the gaff, right? Now it sounds rough and all that, but it is what it is. I was a kid, and you know, you see what's happened in the past. What am I going to do? That's what I'm doing. That's me grafting it. So I'm just mincing this gaff, and I'm taking it's going from like 350 quid a day to like 6 ton a day. 6 ton a day, do you know what I mean? Just ridiculous. Just slotting biffs and just doing this, just doing that, just seeing dough lying around. There's a funny one, right? There was some woman who worked there, she was cleaning, she proper hated me. She could just see that something wasn't right with me. She just hated me straight away. So she had 500 quid in this money bag, right? And she put it down on the side, right? And I come out the door. Now the owner was there then, so the owner are behind the counter, right? And I've come out this door, and as I come out the door, I've seen that there's this bag of dough, 5 ton. I didn't know how much it was at the time, so I've just leaned my arm round, grabbed it, slotted it, gone back in the room, and then I've heard all this like panic. She's forgot where she's put the dough, right? I've walked out, I'm like, what's up? She's like, oh, have you seen any money? I said, I haven't been in. She's like, and the owner's like, he hasn't even been out here. She's like, yeah, listen, she was in the bins. She was in the bins and everything. Proper rooting the gaff out with this dough, and Ezra's gone. She's like, I'll pay it back on my wages. I was like, yeah, you do that. That's what you get for hating on me, do you know what I mean? You've got to be careful, you're fucking being like that way, you know. So I'm just in my head, just laughing at it, thinking, well, there's 5 tons straight away, and these are going soon. So that day, I've ended up going home with about a bag of sand, about a grand off that day alone. To be honest, like, this was me downfall, this right now, this is it. I got greedy, and I ended up taking about 350 quid a day, right? I was locking the garage, I was phoning for limo, I ended up on the limo, didn't I? So I'm in the bogs, having stripes now with a back in 10 minutes, sign up on the garage and all that, off me barring, right? It just got to the point where, you know, I'm going to go down the downward spiral here. I was only young, you know. So yeah, just taking all kinds, went on for ages, and I mean every day, no one was none of the wiser. I was absolutely killing it, just thinking this is a belter. But then I got greedy, didn't I? I wanted the safe. So here's what I've done, right? Brace yourself. This is where it all comes tumbling down, right? I got greedy, and it was one of them lessons in life where you learn, don't be greedy, because I could have kept doing that for ages. He was offering me proper jobs and all that. I could have worked there, just done that all the time, but I got greedy. It was a Friday night, right? I got greedy, and what happened was, as all these cans were coming from 1 o'clock in the afternoon till 1 o'clock in the morning, there was about, let's just say, about 15 canisters with 5 ton in, right? So I thought, but what I done was, I scrumpled this paper up and put it in the chute, right? Because there was no cameras. So when I'm putting the canisters, they were jamming in the chute, do you know what I mean? So I collected enough canisters there, and at the end of it, I just took all the canisters, right? Took the paper out the chute and bailed. But then I never went back the next day. and I was the only one there, so I come bang on, right? So next thing I've just got plod at the door and all that, that nicked me, took me back to the garage, I felt ashamed, but it is what it is, and they were going, do you want to press charges? He was like, yeah I do, he stole thousands from me, where's the money? I'm like, what money? They're like, sounds, so I ended up getting nicked for it, right? And I got nicked, and right, I ended up doing it, I got a 2, right? I was in Old Course, right? I was the first person, one of the first people ever in Old Course, right? The rest of the wings weren't even built at the time. It was only Melon Blue and Melon Brown, I think it was. So I was in there, right? I was one of the very first people in Old Course, you know, honest to God. It was sound because it was privatised, it was Group 4, and they never had a clue. Well, I didn't know they never had a clue, but that was being like proper jail and all that, and they never had a clue, right? It was just like, mate, listen, it was actually funny. It was like a little bit of an holiday, do you know what I mean? So I ended up doing a year. Got out after, I think it was less than a year. I got out on the tag anyway, so I think I served less than a year for that, but it was theft from employer, which is what I'm going on about. So it was a different charge because you're in a position of trust and all that. So I ended up getting nicked for that, do you know what I mean? And then there was me just out of the game for a year, wasn't it? So gets back out and all that. As he gets out, everyone's on me like, lad, that was, you went down with a bang there, lad, this, that, because I had a proper party that Friday night, you know, just all goes a limo, just on me, everyone gets a man, you know what I mean? It was a bang, went down with a bang, mate, you know what I mean? Went down with a bang, and I never got nicked till like Monday. So, you know, it is what it is. So we had a proper boss party and all that. Now, what happens then is, the lad who I had the garage with, right, I left my phone, so when I had my phone was still in the house, and I never took it to court, you know what I mean? So I get on the phone, I'm going through numbers of phones, this lad with the garage, I'm like, what's that? He's like, where have you been? I said, I've been away, I've been in Alcors and all that. I said, he's still doing them? He's like, yeah. I said, lad, he said, what? Because I still had dough in the microwave, because the plod never even searched the house. So I'd left a few grand in the microwave, what I was going to spend, but got nicked and never got a chance to, because they never searched the house for the dough. They never even asked me where the dough was. The plot, they weren't even asked, they just nicked me, do you know what I mean? So I was like, sounds, I'll come back to that. And the rent was getting paid anyway. The rent on where it was getting paid anyway for me. Do you know what I mean? My ma was paying it for me. So she's looked after me there. So, you know, big shout to her for doing that for a year. But at the time, it was only pennies. So it was not, I think it was about 200 quid a month or something like that. You know, so it's not a lot of money. And gets in, so says to me, here's 1,000 tablets, lads. He's like, sounds, where are you, blah, 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 I'll be down. Now, listen to me now. This was the start of, like, the proper next level grafties, do you know what I mean? I'm going to go into that on the next episode right now. Thanks for listening, everyone. Yeah, this is Rise the Scouser part 3. This is going to be a heavy series, this, you know. Thanks to everyone, yeah, for getting involved. Now, we've got a new merch shop that's sold out in 13 hours. Can't believe that happened, right? I need to get on my games, don't I? And Scouts Nav's coming very soon. I've got the prototype here. It's proper funny, right? It'll leathers you. So keep an eye out for what's going on in the community section and all that. And let's just see where this goes, right? Scouser out.